Hi, Dua. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. What are we doing? Tell me about you. What you want to do with
Calico
your
hair. So it's like copper color with some blonde and yeah.
Sounds really interesting. Have you ever colored your hair before?
No, never.
Wow, that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
Like a change. Are you excited about it?
Yes, really excited.
Oh, how long you been wanting to color your hair? How many years?
Well,
Was it a long time?
no, it was actually very spontaneous.
Yes. Okay. And you're turning 16, right?
18.
18. Oh, okay, 18. So yeah, that's like you ready to step into your new you?
Yes.
That's exciting. I'm so excited. Can you show us what look you want to show on the camera with your phone?
Okay.
The look that
sure.
you want to do.
So, wait, so much moving. Around like this kind of color.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Very artistic.
yes.
Okay, so what I'm suggesting, definitely we're gonna do chunky on the bottom so you can see those, you know, different colors. So it's not super blended, you can see more defined different colors. But on top, I suggest to blend it in so it grows out really nice. Because you don't want something that grows out, you know, like it's gonna be one color and then the other color, and it's just, so, well, customize it a little bit so it's low maintenance for you. And I think for the front, I would suggest copper, not blonde for you personally.
Yes.
Because you're brunette, you have brown eyes, so it won't be that shocking for you. But you'll have some blonde, strict kind of in between, but not around your face. Sounds good?
Very good.
Okay, let's go for it. I'm excited. Okay, so I will be using Matrix brand. I'm gonna mix those two together. 8cc and 7gc. I'm gonna mix them half and half, equal parts. This is High Lift Colors. So it deposits, lifts and deposits at the same time. So it's very safe on the hair. It keeps the hair in a healthy condition, smooth. So this is direct dye. It's gonna be a copper color. I'm mixing it together. I'm gonna mix it with the developers. So I'm gonna use 20 volume developer. Okay, so my tray is ready. I have a board, it's a balayage board that I'm gonna use to blend the hair from the top. This is I'm gonna use to separate the color here, which is going to be copper, and foils I'm going to use for the bleach to do the light streaks. So this is bleach and this is copper high lift color, so which is lift and deposit directly without bleach. And then I have two brushes. I love those brushes, they're really good for blending, and a teasing comb. All right, so this is my model. She has very long hair, as you guys can tell. I'm gonna brush it really well so I don't have any tangles. Okay, now I'm gonna divide the temple area. I'm gonna divide it. She wants pretty thick chunks on the back. So I'm gonna leave about this much hair on the bottom. I would do thicker on Now I'm gonna zigzag up and down, as you guys can tell. We're gonna leave some of her hair. She wants to have her hair. She wants to have 3 colors, so we're gonna have copper, gold, copper, blonde, and her color. And we're gonna rotate it. I'm gonna do a triangle right there. I'm gonna tease it up a little bit at the root because we wanna create a softer look and blend it so it grows out nicely. I'm using a board. It's just easier to control and penetrate the color really well because I'm pressing it against the board. So I'm using a copper color right now, direct deposit color. I'm feathering it in right there at the root. I'm all about blends, so I believe the colors look amazing when they're blended well from the root area. Folding it in, and so it's all covered. I'm making sure it's an even saturation. Now I use the mushy. They're really easy to use. They stay in place. They don't slide off, and I can see through them. Now I'm going to take this section. So we did copper, that one, and now we're going to do, this one is going to be blonde. I'm checking, making sure it's coming forward so she can see it. This one I'm gonna soften it with the air touch technique, which I'm blowing out her baby hairs. As you guys can tell, it's gonna blend really softly around her face, but it's still gonna be thick enough for her to see. It's almost gonna hide it around the face, and it's just gonna come forward, but you won't see it at the root. I hope it makes sense. So I'm gonna apply lightener on this piece. We're gonna make a blonde piece right here. So I'm taking a bleach and I'm making sure I'm starting from the mid shelf, and I'm gonna feather it up. Make sure it's a really good saturation. I'm gonna be make sure the edges are higher and the middle part is down, the created depth. I'm gonna grab another foil. I'm trying to separate foils and mushy, so the foil is gonna be bleach, just so I know which section is which string is blonde and which one is copper. Make sure it's saturated really well. That's why I'm moving here back and forth in all directions. That's really important, so the hair lifts evenly. Keep moving on. So we're gonna rotate. Now this section is gonna be blonde. Leave some of her hair. She wants to make sure she has some of her hair as well. I'm teasing it up the top, to create a softness of the root area and a good blend. This again gonna be a lightener, so this piece gonna be blonde. So I'm rotating blonde copper, and I leave some of her hair in between. Make sure it's penetrated really well. Okay, we got that one done. Removing all the hairs, all the baby hairs away. I'm putting more bleach just to make sure it's fully saturated, because her hair string is thick. The more bleach, the better it will penetrate and evenly lift. Now she has another piece at the front. We're gonna also air touch it to create shadow around her face. Okay, moving on to the next section. So we separated another section, which is a mid part of her head, right in the middle. And I'm gonna do the same zigzag, but I'm gonna do like an triangles, if you guys can see. The top is wider and the bottom is narrower. It's just a good way to blend it from the roots. I tease up again right here at the root area. Use a bleach on this one. It's going to be a light piece, so you can see the front, some light bright pieces. Saturate it really well. We make sure we go back and forth with the brush, side to side. That helps to saturate the hair really well. As I mentioned, the sections are pretty wide, pretty thick, so I want to make sure. Don't be greedy about the lightener. Lightener is really important to be saturated really well and generously in order to lift really well and evenly. Make sure it's feathered up on the top. I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna fold it all in, cover it, and pack it. Make sure it's packed really well. There's no air going through. Okay, I'm determining what's the good piece. Size of her face. Okay, now we're getting ready to go to the top of her hair. I'm gonna show you how I highlight the top. We agreed that the top is gonna be more blended seamlessly and finer, not so thick chunks, so grow out nicely. So I'm gonna show you how I do the money piece. So we agreed it's gonna be a copper color in the front because it suits her better. She's a brunette. We agreed that the copper will suit her better on her face. So I blow it out the baby lights, baby hairs, they will create super beautiful natural blend at the root. And it's not going to be right on her face. This color is the first time she's doing it, so I don't want to shock my client. It's going to be transformation, but it's not going to be such a bold and shocking for the first time. From my experience working as a hairdresser for 20 plus years, I realized that I understood the psychology of my clients, and I realized that people who never colored their hair, it's really good and smart to start them with a more natural look, not to shock them, so they will fall in love with coloring their hair, because they cannot imagine it. They might want that look, but they cannot imagine it on themselves. Alright, so now we're moving up to the top. I'm gonna show you guys how I do the blended look at the top. I will balayage it from the top. It's a different style gonna be at the top. For purpose, for a softer and nice, low maintenance grow out for her. She's really young, she's only a teen, so she doesn't want to maintain. Usually girls 18-year-old, they're not ready for commitment. They just like changes, and it hits them all of a sudden. So I used air touch technique for the top. It creates the most seamless transition and blend. Gonna be blonde because we just did the copper underneath, as you guys can tell. You can see it through the mushy. Alright, so same, I'm still gonna be blending it. I always start from the mid shelf of the hair to put the most amount of lightener, and then I kind of spread it and feather it up. Put extra just to make sure it penetrates. Guys, you have to completely cover the hair. You cannot see through the lightener color. It's always really advised to penetrate it really well and saturate it really well for the lightener to lift evenly. It's gonna save you time for sure, and headache. See, I'm putting a lot more. Now I don't see even here. So that's going to be good. That's going to just lift evenly. You don't even need to reapply and check. I love the smooshy. They are so good. They just stick and they don't slide. You can see through them. You're going to see how they're already processed, so I don't need to keep reopening it and checking it. Absolutely love it. The only thing that they are reusable, you'll have to wash them, so it's a lot more work after your work hours. After you do color, you'll have to clean up. It's a lot more cleanup. So I'm gonna do the same for the next one. There's gonna be a copper section. I'm gonna tease it up a little bit just to push it more closer to the roots, because you want it as close as possible to the roots. Gonna take a foil. No, actually, gonna take a mush again. I like how wide they're also with the foils. They're pretty narrow, so I also like to use mushy, because they're wider, especially on the top. There's a wider section. Folding it in. She has very, very long hair, so you're just folding it in and penetrating it with color. With color, direct deposit, you don't need to be specific and very detailed as much as with the lightener. Lightener usually requires more feathering. It's more careful application because lightener just tend to not to penetrate through, so it leaves some marks if you don't saturate it well and blend it really nice at the top. With color, it saturates, it penetrates easier, so I don't need to worry about feathering it like perfectly on top. I'm just curious to check. I want to check how the color processing. Alright, I finished application. Now she's gonna process. I'm gonna show you guys how it looks overall. I left quite a bit of her hair because she wanted to see some of her hair as well. Alright, now we rinse her, and that's how it looks like. I'm gonna brush it. I'm gonna get all the detangles out, and we will tone her blonde. So her copper is already, if you guys can tell, the copper is already deposited, so it's ready. That's what I love about direct dyes. They just, if you have a virgin hair, they deposit really nice without lightening. You don't need to lighten. They just lift and deposit at the same time. So this is how it looks right now without toner. Next, we're gonna tone her hair. Okay, so this is already toned. I'm gonna show you how it looks when it's wet. It's all ready. We see 3 different colors, which is her natural, copper, and blonde. Open!
Oh my god!
What do you think? I told you it's a shock.
Yeah, I love
Do you need to get used to it or you love it?
I love it.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Wow.
Sometimes you have to get used to it.
Oh my god.
See, there's the chunks right here.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom, you can see really well. But it's very, look at on top. See how blended? It's gonna grow out nice for you.
Yeah, you did such a good job.
Thank you for your trust. That's beautiful. Look at that. Look at yourself over there.
You can do what you want, just seize that day. What you're doing tomorrow's gonna come your way. Don't you ever concede the giving up. You will find